Good evening, everyone. Hey, Monique. Hey, DeSalza. How are you doing? Y'all, happy Sunday. I was gonna wait till next week for this one because next week's gonna be a trip, but I needed some wine. I was like, oh goodness, this show is a trip. Hey, hey y'all. Hey Misha, how are you doing?
Hi, Crystal. Hey, everybody. Thank y'all
Oh,
for joining us.
I feel
Am I muted?
No, you're good. Misha wearing her. Misha and I got the same hairstyle, but I need to get mine done next week. I think, yeah, Misha got the, yeah. All right.
Maybe. A
See?
little
Yeah, we
shoe,
got a
little
side
side part, a
we got
little
a
wash
side
and press.
exactly. Listen, it'll be a little bit more pressure on Saturday. It'll be next Sunday, y'all. It'll be a little bit more, it'll be a little bit better. Okay, y'all, let's get it going. Let's get it going. Hey, Robin, how are you doing? Let's go. Let's start with the shorty and the Kenneth of it all. I'm so
Get out
glad
of
we
here.
had this time together. Doses, like so she said he all the way disrespected me. He called me all kinds of bitches and hoes. He really, he was so disrespectful. We are all the way broken up. We are all the way broken up. What do you think about that? What do you think? And then I had to replay that whole scene. She said, "In hindsight, do you really think what you said to me was right?" What do you think about the shorty of it all?
I had a kind of an epiphany with Shorty. I
Mm-hmm.
saw her live this weekend, and it changed. It didn't change my opinion. It kind of clarified things
Mm-hmm.
because okay, we get it. Kenneth is not the best partner.
Right.
No one is debating that. We just want to know, why did you come on this show? Why did
Mm-hmm.
you come on here and say you want to see if you can put a ring on it?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody has been saying that she's trying to get out of this abusive relationship, which after watching that live, I clearly think 100% that was her motive. Well, probably 70, I think it was 50% trying to get away from the relationship, 50% trying to build her little radio personality
Right. She
thing.
tried to build her presence. She tried to build her.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But what she said, pretty much, which brought a little bit more clarity, was that their relationship started out long distance. So
Mm-hmm.
that
I
makes
saw that.
more sense to me why she couldn't see right off the bat, or why the red flags weren't blazing, and how he could have kind of pulled the wool over her eyes. Secondly, she said he could very well much make more money than her. She doesn't know how much money he makes. She said her issue was not the amount of money he makes, but how he manages his money. She'd use an example: the rent's due on the 1st, he's giving her the money on the 20th. Then if they get into a fight or something, he's trying to get into her bank account to cash out himself back the money, which is high key. That's what happened during the season when he stole her phone, screenshotted the bank records. She said he even told Dr. Nicole that's what he was trying to do.
Wait. I need you to repeat this for me.
Mm-hmm.
So what did he do with the how he was so the rent's due on the rent's due the first. He
Yes.
pays that on the 20th. He gives her the money on the 20th, and then what
If
happened?
they get into a fight, if anything happens that he don't likes, that he doesn't, oh sorry, that he doesn't like,
Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
he tries to cash app himself back the
The
money.
money?
Yes.
That's stealing. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
But her whole thing was that she feels like he's entitled. He doesn't know how to manage his money. He wants an older woman there to take care of him. That was her issue with it, which on the show I feel like it's kind of painted like you don't make no money, you ain't nothing, blah blah blah, which she's saying that's not the issue. It was just he was very entitled over her money. So
Okay, one, I get that, and that actually, so, and I remember the long distance part, and you're right. I said, well, if they started long distance, and then I remember her saying, by the time I realized it, I had already fallen for him. So by the time, when you're long distance, the guy's laying it on thick, and he's showing her a different side of him, excuse me, and then by the time they start to see each other on a more normal basis, uh things start to she's already got the stars in her eyes and googly and everything for him, right? So I do get that part. But when she's saying, well, what was your plan? Because to me, that's stealing. If you're going to give me the money for the rent, no matter what, if we get into a fight or not, you still live in here. You still got your big feet in my bed, or in our bed, whatever. You still cooking the chicken in the kitchen that we share. So whether we get in a fight or not, that's still stealing, and he shouldn't have done it that way. Don't cash up yourself back the money. Um, I do see her point, because she said I had already fallen for him, and something else she said, and I had it in my head now, I can't remember. But now it makes a little bit more sense that everybody was like, well, why'd you come on? Oh, also, she said that I tried to break up with him several times. That's what because she kept saying, because everybody's like, well, why do you keep going back to him if he's this bad of a person, if he's stalking you, and why couldn't you get out of it, and all of these things. So that kind of makes a little bit more sense, though. If they had gone like this roller coaster, up and down, up and down, up and down for a long time, and then you get together, and she's like, okay, let me try to make this work, and now she's seeing like red flags, red flags, red flags. Okay, but so this cash apping himself back to money. So he had told Dr. Nicole that, but the fact that they cut this out, you're right. They painted
mhm.
him. She tried to paint him as this like cheapskate, and like he's not doing nothing. He's not doing nothing. But it's easier to tell that story than to tell the story of, oh, I tried to cash app you back the money. To me, that still sounds shady. So even if he did tell Dr. Nicole, this is what I was doing, I kind of see, I know I would have liked to have them have shown that part, but just to paint like a clear picture of the type of
Yeah.
person he is, I guess
They both have fault in
they
this. That's why
absolutely
I'm not, it's not a pick a side thing, which
But
for a while,
I don't think it's just breaking up though, the Salsa. I don't think I get what you're saying. Yeah, breaking up is not that hard. And it looks like, she doesn't need a battery in her back. She's confident. She's a confident woman, but at the same time, I don't know, a man can break your confidence. And then he probably kept coming back. And he even said, oh no, I'm the comeback king. I will keep coming back. I will, beg and plead and stuff like that. So go ahead. Go ahead, Misha. Sorry.
yeah, I forgot what I was saying, but
You
I
said
want to talk about Dr. Nicole.
they both have faults, you said.
Yeah, they both have faults. They both have areas they need to grow. It's not a one sided where Kenneth is crazy and she's the damsel that needs to get away. There's things she needs to work on so another Kenneth doesn't come in. And that's what Dr. Nicole said
I
to her. Like, you guys both need to work on yourself, or you'll just be adding two new people to the dysfunction, which I agree. But what was okay? What was why? Okay, last season, Darion and Alexia,
I was gonna
they get the red carpet. They
yeah.
get the little ropes. They get the velvet ropes. They get the backdrop. They get 5, 6, 7 scenes. They get the scene with Alexia, the scene with Darion, the scene with them together, the scene with the other people, and they get all of that when Darion sleeps with Kai.
Mm-hmm.
This man disrespects her, and she gets, why you fixing your clothes?
Well,
Why you still
you
sitting
don't
there?
have to, well,
Get up
you
and
know,
go.
and
Get out the door.
you clothes. And
What?
can you just make sure he's gone? Can you just make sure he's gone? And I understood why she was sitting there. She wanted to make sure that the car was leaving the driveway. I got that. But I was like, oh, they just but Dr. Nicole, I wonder if there were more scenes that they cut out. Because remember, you like you just said, last season they had the breakup scene, and then they had the he cheated on me scene, and then they had this scene and that scene and all of this. And they got that fight, him the drunk fight last week, and then them arriving separately. I feel like there were more scenes than that. I think that there just had to be more. Because Dr. Nicole stopped them from fight. I think that argument went on for a little longer too. I think
I
that there.
agree, but I'm
Mhm.
like, and then for Shorty to make these claims, like, how come she never got a one-on-one
Yeah.
and different things, and then this happens, it's a little weird. I'm like, Shorty said on the live, she thinks that Dr. Nicole was just annoyed with them. She
Yeah.
doesn't think it was anything other than that. I'm like, maybe it is. Maybe she was feeling like a little repeat of Darion and Alexia and she was just over it. But
Mhm.
I'm like, they could have handled them better than that.
I agree. I think that she did come off like she was a little annoyed. I also liked, I love teasing Dr. Nicole, but um I liked her exit thing about, you'll know how better to act or how better to move in your next relationship. I liked her last vignette. But it was just kind of a weird exit. I was like, is she gun shy from all the Darian and Alexia fallout? Because I just feel like it was a huge fallout from the Darian and Alexia stuff. Because yeah, we got that huge, because just like last week's drunk, antics with him last week, I feel like that was the last, what, 9-10 minutes of the show last week, right? And I said, this has probably been going on for 2 hours, but they pieced it together to show. And then they cut in some of um her ITM and her talking, and yeah, seeing how he's acting right now and stuff like that. I said they cut and pasted a lot of that. So I think that a lot was ended up on the cutting room floor. I think that they did just really just kind of want them out of there. And also, speaking of their one-on-ones, a couple people did not get one-on-ones. Like this episode, what do you call it? What's his name? Um, in his knockoff Bill Cosby shirt, Otis got a one-on-one. Um,
Charlana
Carlana
did get a
didn't.
one-on-one. She said it was filmed, it wasn't shown.
It wasn't shown. Okay, so see how they're giving these one-on-ones. I think that they're giving these stuff, but they just weren't shown. They cut them, and I was like, gosh. So even with Dr. Nicole, when she said to Otis, "Well, that's not what she says," I was like, "You mean the show, what we just saw about her crying? Because we did not see the one-on-one." So yeah,
I
yeah, I do
agree.
think that
I
they
feel like
kind
they Dr.
of.
Nicole could have went a lot harder on Kenneth. I felt like he was doing the stalking, the stealing, the verbal abuse, the verbal. I don't. They both kind of. I don't know if you want to call it verbal abuse on Shorty's end too, but they both, like, I felt like she kind of eased up on Kenneth. I don't know if it's the humor or it's because he was a little funny, a little quick witted,
I agree.
but
Yep.
why, like, she goes in on Otis, which he deserves it. But why can't you bring some of that to Kenneth as well?
I agree with you that I think it was him being funny because he has a little bit of quick wit. He was like, "Where do you want to go out to dinner? Where are we going out?" Like, I think that it kind of caught her off guard. I do think that was like, she needs to line him up a little bit better. She needs to, or does she just look at him like this young kid? I almost think that she looks at their whole dynamic as, and this is something I've been saying, and we've been both saying, is this fake? Like, are they just on here to show the antics and she was just over it? She's, you know, yeah. I think that she was just kind of really over it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, is this whole relationship? This is
Definitely.
a dead relationship, and they're
Yeah,
they're, they're pulling the Alexa and their Darion thing. Go ahead.
I think she got a flashback, and
Yep.
I think that's why she was so no nonsense with them. But I was like, as a viewer, you see the difference in treatment, and you're like, is there something we're not seeing? What is it? I don't know. I don't
And I
know.
wonder if she did, because I wonder if the producers were in her ears saying, just say a little piece of something and then let them go. You understand what I'm saying? I wonder if she did want to say more, or she did say more, but we just didn't see it.
I
And,
don't
and
know. It was kind of like bye. Like it seemed like she already knew what happened before
yeah.
they got there.
Oh, absolutely.
And then
Absolutely.
to say, well, if you can have a one on one if you want it. If you want, well, damn, if you put it like that, I don't want it.
She
Damn.
did.
Like,
You're right, though. She said, if each of you would like to speak to me one on one, we're happy to do so. After it was nice seeing you. Like, she was just like, please leave. Let me concentrate on these other two couples. Yeah, you're right. She did do that. I agree. It was just kind of like you said. She was kind of just got flashbacks, and she was fed up. And I believe that they had more antics than what even we saw. You understand what I'm saying? I think that those producers cut a lot out. Because I think that fight last week, or the drunk, antics that he was showing last week, there was probably much more of it, but we only saw the last 10 minutes. Okay. I do have something to say about this. This scene, y'all, was edited very, not just the crying part, but Otis, what that part wasn't edited, but how she said that about uh Odell Beckham's baby cousin. She started, Dr. Nicole asked her one question, and then they pieced together. I really appreciated how he acted. If you notice, the camera panned away a couple of times. So yeah, I just let y'all know that scene, her words were not said like that. It was, I was like, ooh, but I do think that she did say, I did appreciate him noticing me, and I'm not saying that Otis doesn't notice me, but I just wish he would do it more. I wish he would do it more often. She said that part, but the scene before it was edited. I'm telling you guys. So, yeah, go ahead. And then we'll go into Mr. Otis, and he was like, it's kind of dumb, and uh kind of,
I'm,
and then
it's,
her crying, and then 2 days later you're saying yes. Sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead.
it's very hard for me to have, I'll say, sympathy for Charlana because I see them doing the same tactics. Like what Otis did here is the same thing Charlana did in the previous episode when she told him something about I want to, when we hang out, I don't want you on your phone. And that was kind of a moment for her to say, you know what, we both can work. Yeah, I can work on it. I do that too. She didn't do that. It was like, now we're here and she's saying, well, I just want, he made me feel dope. Why does she keep saying this word dope? I'm just like, I don't know why that's a compliment. But anyway, I'm like, now you're here and you just want this man that to let you know that you're appreciated and that's it, and you just want to hear it more. And I'm like, and he, what did he say? Well, you cussing me out all the time and blah blah blah. And I'm like, that was a moment just to say, okay, I can do that. Like they both have
That's
had
not
those moments where they can say, okay, I can do that. And I don't get like, I feel like they both want the same thing from each other, and they just, it's like they can't see each other. They cannot see that they're both doing the same thing.
okay. So I need to understand this. So when Otis, and I just told you that part, the before it was edited.
Hmm.
Like that's not how that was said. I could tell when you they piecemealed her words together. But that whole dope thing, that the only thing she did say all at one time was, um, I know Otis appreciates me, but I'd like him to show it more. Everything else, I was like, they just literally put that together. And she probably mentioned Odell Beckham baby cousin, but she didn't say it like I'm telling you, it was I was like, why are they doing that? So, but at any rate, um when Otis said this, I gotta ask you this. So when Otis said to her, um, uh, well, you would do that if for people you get cussed that you don't cuss out. You think that that was him saying, um, I can do that?
No, I'm saying
Okay.
in this instance, that's all he had to say was,
Yes,
okay, I can do
I
that.
agree with that part.
I will try to do that more. And I feel like they both have had those instances where that's all they have to do was say, okay, noted. I'll do more of that. But
Okay.
it's like every single sit down, it's like they're doing this tit for tat thing back and forth.
I agree with that. I agree that they both are like that. They both show this tit for tat, and I know you're agreeing with Otis a lot, but at the same time, he could have just all he had to do was just say, "Okay, I hear what you're saying." I'm like, she didn't really mention what's his name, Chris, in that way. So, but I was like, why is she mentioning Chris in an effort to say, I just wish that Otis would appreciate me more. And that's what I liked about Chris. And I said, they did
Right.
that on purpose. I'm telling you, I said they piecemealed that together to make it sound like that because that's not how. See, I was when you anyway. I'll explain the editing to y'all later. But all I was like, all she had to say was, one thing I appreciated about him was, I just wish Otis would appreciate me more. That's what I liked about him, or something like that. She did not like, she didn't have
It's
to say it
the
like that. And I'm telling
verbiage.
you,
Because
when I watched it back, I said, I think that was edited. And then I watched it back. I said, they really pieced that together. But at any rate, Otis did not have to me, make her feel stupid. And honestly, she fake cries better than him though. I gotta give it to her. She can fake cry better than him. I was like, ooh, she got
yeah.
Visine in her purse. But I was like, she but because that did sting. I was like, that would have really stung because he really kind of tried to make her feel stupid, make her feel like, come on, you really you're really after this guy after a couple of dates, like really, like he made her feel like less than,
But
and he didn't
Chris,
see that it was belittling. And she,
explain how did Odell Beckham appreciate her? That was, it's like her, maybe it's the verbiage. I think because even the last time when she was trying to make him jealous, then she turned around, got called weak. It's like I think she just doesn't choose the right words, and it always backfires. And I think this time it's like just say you want to feel more appreciated by Otis. Don't
I hear
say
you.
that
I think
Chris
that
made
that's
you
not.
feel appreciated because he sat there and told you about his rendezvous. And like, what are you talking about?
Well, that's what we did not. I'm telling you. I hear what you're saying. One, that's not how that's it. Because I was like, this scene is totally. They meant he mentioned it, and I hear what you're saying, but at the same time, even if he didn't like her mentioning Chris in an effort to say, "I wish you would appreciate me more," he didn't have to try to make her feel. It's kind of dumb. Like if she wouldn't cuss me out, then I wouldn't. If, I would make her feel appreciated. Um, him saying, well, go take a shower, or him saying the little stuff that he said or throwing, that's not making her feel appreciated. That was belittling. And those little scenes that he does, yeah. Odell, what's his name? Fake Odell. He doesn't need to. He may not. We may not have seen him being appreciative, and he was really just flirting. He was really just flirting and being a kiss ass. Sure, that's what we saw, but at the same time, she liked that attention, and him, he is not making her feel appreciated at all. And she even said, she cleaned it up. She said, I'm not saying that this is not what Otis does, but I wish he would show it more. I just wish he would
That's
show it
not
more.
Otis. I get
So
what you're
that's not
saying.
her
I get what
either.
she's saying, but like I said, last review with Cherie, Sheba Sheree, like how he acted with her, that's Otis. He doesn't show emotion. Like in the comments, like Sharon said, he's emotionally unavailable. Robin said he lacks emotional intelligence. When
But
he was sitting there while she's bawling and he'd look for 1 millisecond, then went back to what he was saying. I'm like, you're not gonna rub her shoulder, you're
I
not
heard
gonna ask her why she's crying. Like even with Alfonso, whenever Shay would cry or Shay was in her feelings, you would see him saying, I don't like to see my baby like
I
that.
hear you on that, but at the same time, even if you are not emotionally in touch with your girl's feelings, you still don't have to cut her down, right? You don't have to
Right.
drive the knife in more.
But he
Okay.
doesn't know that because he's
So
just
that means,
so in La La Land. I'm like,
he is, and honestly, I don't think he's in touch with a lot of things. Like you're on another date, you're on a date. Why even? He shouldn't have even gone out with She by Sheree because he knows he wasn't interested, and he was looking off into the thing. He was looking off into the sky or whatever. He's not mentally there. So she is basically carrying this situation. I do think one that's not. I was like, why? I said, did Dr. Otis, did Dr. What's her name? I can't
Nicole.
God. Y'all see,
Nicole.
now I'm trying to be good. So Dr. Nicole asked her another question to talk about Odell Beckham. I'm saying it was not like that, but just to get a reaction out of Otis because Otis has very little reactions. Y'all talk about my facial expressions. This man's facial expressions are non-existent. So that's why they did that. I'm telling y'all. And so to get them to then get her to cry or to get her to feel something. And that's they know, oh, these two are tit for tat. Let's start a little bit of a something right here. She said the name Chris, so let's put it in another section and let's twist this around. Same, but I do, even though that's not Otis and that's what she wants, you just answered the question. This ain't the right one. If you want a man to be present and you want a man to show appreciation and let you know how I agree. I don't like, are you 12? Why do you keep saying dope? But dope you are, then this he's not the one to do that, or he's not going to be consistent with it. He's not going to be consistent with it. So, all right.
I agree.
Yeah. There's so much. There's so much. Go, you go.
You go ahead. I want you to start. Hi, Chloe.
Hi, Chloe. There's so much. So, yeah. Oh gosh. Well, this was the second time around for laughing Fonzie. Odell, what's his name? I almost called him Odell Beckham. What's his name? Otis just seemed like he was out of his element. Yeah, he was out of his element. And Fonzie just looked like he was trying to coach him. I really want to talk about the next scene and the fact that Otis either went shopping in Fonzie's closet or Fonzie took him shopping after the ring scene. That was what I really wanted to talk about. This is I was like, okay, well, you go ahead if you have anything on this. It was just stupid to me. I'm like,
Yeah, it Otis, like at certain points he lives up to his name. He acts like a 70-year-old man. He's like, yeah, she tell me what she want. Okay, what type of ring?
I know
I
it's
don't know
square.
the name. I know what it looked like.
I
It
know
got
it's
the
square.
it's a rectangle. It's rectangular. I was like, what? Somebody get this man out.
He just looked like he was out of his element, you know. And
You
Fonzie,
know, Alfonso. Why was Alfonso like? Why was the point of the scene? Alfonso said he going upgrade
and
the
the
ring
hands
he
of
already
one,
got her.
yep, that she already has. And Alfonso was coaching him. Alfonso was coaching him, and we'll see in the next scene he was coaching him on more ways than one. Oh goodness! Did I skip a scene? Did I skip it? Okay. I thought this was, and I really like her dad, but I just thought that one, I felt like the poor producers probably coached the dad. The dad's like, this is not, I'm not a TV person. And they said, okay, when you go in here, talk to him about, taking his daughter's hand. Like they really, walked him through it. I really liked the dads, but I like all the dad scenes though. Um, but and he's like he said I'm gonna do it right this time, and last time we weren't ready. But yeah, but yeah, that's it. I can't.
It's I think you know what Alfonso grew on me. Shay's been growing on me throughout this whole season,
Me too.
but Alfonso grew on me with the aftermath of calling the baby mama and all that. I think a lot of men would have ran at this point if they weren't serious about making that next step of commitment. So I do think that Alfonso is trying. I don't think he's a bad guy. I just think he lacks communication skills. He doesn't like there's some people who they have things in their head and they think everybody else knows. And so I think his thing is just communication. I don't really think they have relationship issues. There was a point where he was belittling Shay, having her wait out in that car in that hot sun while he go in the house with his mama and the baby mama. Like little stuff like that was wrong, but I'm hopeful for them. I do like them.
Mm, um, yeah, I don't see that happen. I see it lasting, but I do think that he has serious communication issues, like serious communication issues. He is the type of guy that, and I had an ex like this that would just let's just let it subside. We didn't break up. We just stopped calling each other or something like that. He just doesn't want to.
Let's just move on.
Yeah,
He
let's
was
just move
no.
on. Like there's a difference between non-confrontational and just totally passive and, uh and I think that that's Fonzie. Like he really needs help with communication. And he knew that that girl was not going to be happy with that and want to put up a fight because he knows that he was not honest in the beginning. I'm talking about the ex with the baby, like, or with his son. Like he knew that because he was not honest and forthright. And I've said it many times. Listen, even if I don't like it, I'm grown. Be honest with me. It may hurt my feelings, but listen, I'll get over it because as a woman, I'm going to have to. I'm not going to just let you run over me. So instead of just like let's just move on or just do this like this runaround thing, I truly believe, like you just said, he was belittling. He letting her wait into the car. I'm sure he's done many more things that were just showing that she was not taking precedence in his life, and she needed him to take precedence, and he needed to prove to her that you matter. And both these women want a man to show them that you matter. And also this laughing, it makes it worse. He thinks it's just like a nervous laugh. But when you're not showing a woman that they matter and then you give this laugh, you're really proving that they don't mean as much to you as the mother or the exes plural. Anyway, okay. Whew, y'all. First thing I said was, did he shave this shirt until the end scene? Like, did he have this shirt in his back of his closet?
Where did he get this from? He got this in
No,
Chinatown somewhere.
I
This
said
this
either
ain't no Gucci. This ain't.
he went shopping with Fonzie after the rings, after they went ring shopping, or Fonzie said, "Hey, wear my shirt," because Fonzie likes to wear shirts a size or two smaller than him. So I was like, "Is this Fonzie's shirt, or did Fonzie take him shopping? What is happening?" And I mean, these last two things that he was wearing, the knockoff Bill Cosby sweater that he was wearing earlier, I was like, what is wrong with you in his one-on-one? So that's okay. I'm on my off my rant about the clothing. I do like
Can we talk
Charlotte,
about the scene? I
Charlotte,
okay.
but I do
Compared
want to say
to,
this. Go ahead.
I want to talk about the scenery before we get
Yeah.
into the.
Okay.
It just reminded me of Noy and Steve when they was sitting on that cement block, and when
Yes.
he gave her that dress from TJ Maxx. And that's what it reminded. I was just like, well, did y'all just say let's go sit on that block by the ducks, and I'm gonna hand her this flower and this ring? It was like this compared to Alfonso and Shays was like unmatched. But anyway,
Yeah, I don't know where this is in Atlanta, y'all. I have no idea where these ducks are. This isn't Grant Park, or it could be off in the back somewhere. But I did like Charlana's outfit. But besides that, the fact is they did not show Charlana's one-on-one, right? 2 days earlier, you were just crying or about him, like belittling you and your feelings about being appreciated, and now he's on one knee. So the production always talks about, oh, well, we got to piece the storyline together, we got to make sure it fits, we got to make sure it makes sense. But to me, this does not make sense. So besides the outfit, this whole scenario needed to be better produced. To me, it didn't make any sense. You 2 days earlier, you're crying, and then even his one-on-one with Dr. Nicole, she said to him, uh she said to him, well, that's not what Charlana says. A lot of time you belittling her, or there's a lot of times, like even when they were in their little counseling session, it goes through a filter and it comes out a certain way. Yeah, right. And then it really sounded like he was not sounded, it looked like he was getting annoyed with her. And he said, I'm gonna take my father's advice. When have you did not take your father's advice this whole season? So I don't know where that came from. So yeah, I mean, we knew that was going to be the outcome, that they were going to say yes, because we know, we've been watching social media and stuff like that. But it just didn't make any sense to me. That's it. Go ahead.
yeah, it didn't make any sense. Even when he was sitting down with Dr. Nicole and he did his one-on-one, and then he said, well, it doesn't matter what she has to say as long as we're happy. And I'm like, it don't seem like y'all are happy. But okay. Yeah, so Charlana's pregnant, which I didn't pick up on. People picked up on her little confessional thing, which I didn't. I was like, I just thought it was her makeup, but I was like, okay, I guess she was pregnant there. But she's pregnant. It is Mr. Otis's baby. What?
I will say this. So in this scene, it doesn't look like it, but this scene could have been filmed before that. Her
Right.
confessional scenes where she's wearing that red
Filmed after.
outfit, and
Right.
you see the cuts of the breast, but they're only filming from the breast up. So I
Right.
was like, and that just came to me a little while ago. I was like, maybe she was pregnant there. So because they were really only
Her
filming,
nose was spreading, so she could have been.
she could have been. So that could be true. She said that she was pregnant during filming. So that makes some sense. I don't know, in relation to the reunion, is the reunion like 6 weeks later? I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, it doesn't seem like it here, but um earlier, yeah, in her ITMs, that makes sense. Go ahead.
But she wasn't wearing the ring in her photos. So, and the way her post, the way she's writing her post is as if she's a single mother. And I would know, as a single mother who was pregnant and single, I know what those posts sound like. So for her to saying, we're focusing on the baby, I'm going to remain a strong woman, this is going to make me stronger, it makes me think that they're not actually together. And then from the previews, when Milan is saying that they hung out outside of the show and different things like that, I'm like, this is a mess. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I agree. This is a mess, and it seems like she didn't get the full answer. Like, yeah, she got mad that one day and she stormed off, but he knew, and he's been doing this the whole time, telling her only what she wants to hear. And he was really putting his foot down about, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can't do that. But then he wanted to move the way he wanted to move. So that, yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
I wanted to touch on that because I feel like he knows when to speak his or say what she wants to hear. He
mm-hmm.
waits until the final breaking point. He waits until it's time to propose to say what she's been asking to hear this whole entire time. And she just falls into it. He finally said what I want. I'm like, 3 years later? 3 years later, on the day he proposed, he says what you wanted to hear, and so you say yes. So it just it's a mess. It's a
No,
mess.
I said this a couple of weeks ago. It's like these guys wait till the last minute. Same with Fonzie. When Shay sat him down and said, "You need to get the family in order. You need to get the families together. You know my family. Your mother and I don't speak." When Say sat down in that sweatsuit and them glasses, and he said, "Oh, she's serious." Same with Versace shirt here. He was like, "Oh, well, let me get my act together." I'm telling you, he says what she wants to hear, and then he starts to move accordingly. I said this a couple of weeks. I said, "Why is it that we women?" We wait till we hear what we want to hear, then we're like, okay, and then you just like let him. I said, this is only going to last a little while. I don't even remember a couple of episodes I said
She
this.
he knows how to keep her around. He
Yeah.
gives her an inch each time. He
Yes.
knows what to do to keep her on the leash. So
Same thing with Shay. Same thing with Shay. Shay even said, I just let it go. Like he would tell me, oh, what's gonna happen, and he would like I would just let it go. He knew what to say to keep her hanging on, and then now he realized, oh, she's not gonna hang on
right.
anymore. I'm done. Or if unless I get this together. Go ahead. What does Stacey
I
always
agree
say?
with Stacey O because even at the end when they had that, well, Otis wants to start on kids right away, and I'm like, you gonna let this man talk you
Yes.
into a kid? So like Stacey O said, she should not have let Otis talk her into having a kid before marriage. Based on his behavior towards her, he definitely is a puppeteer.
I also agree, Stacey. It does look like Piedmont Park now that I see the pillars, and now that I think about it. But I agree with you now. So Otis wants to have kids right away. It's almost like that translates into he loves me. He really, really loves me. No, he just wants you to get knocked up so he can always be in your life no matter what. So I'm telling you,
Exactly.
he'll say exactly what you want to hear. Just the fact that he said, okay, I think now, okay, so let's go back a little bit, y'all. When
Mm-hmm.
he said to them, I reached out to what's her name in the DM. Did he think that he was trying to make her jealous? Because they do the tit for tat thing. So he was gonna give her, oh, I'm gonna like feed her this line a little bit, make her angry, and then let's see how she moves after that.
I
And
think there was strategy
yeah,
in the location, in the saying it in front of all the other
okay,
couples,
I
in front
got
of
you.
Dr. Nicole. So I think there was strategy in that. The
Hmm.
fact that he was DMing her other stuff than he actually said he was,
Hmm.
and that they met up, makes me think there was like ulterior motives there. That was more than just trying to make her jealous. You were just moving crazy.
Yeah.
That's
And so a guy is going to do that to see what reaction he can get out of you. So then if Milan says, "Oh well, hey, let's do this." Like if he'll go into DMs, and then if she reacts, if she doesn't say nothing, then I'm not gonna do nothing. But if Milan reacts and like positively, then he's got then some back and forth happens, and so now look, and this girl, I agree with you, Stacey. Oh, he wants to have kids right away. That means he loves me. That means that doesn't mean he's gonna act right. That means he's gonna show you the appreciation that you want for the little time being, or while you're pregnant, and then that's it.
But this happened while she was pregnant. The
Right.
Milan thing essentially happened while she was pregnant. Her crying there, and
Yeah. Yep. Right.
when at the first like sit down at the beginning of the episode when she's crying and he acting like he don't give a damn, pregnant there too, no concern. So at what point do you see he just don't care? Like
he doesn't care, and honestly, you let him treat you like this, and even throughout this, you haven't shown him, oh well, you can't treat me like this anymore. He's known how to move within these last 3 years. Oh well, this is just a glitch. In this last 6 weeks, we'll move a little differently, and I can go back to doing what I was doing before. Like this is so. He does not care. He does not care, and yeah, we're gonna see more of it next week. It's gonna be very interesting. Go ahead.
I just have to add this. Then when they said he wanted to have kids right away, he said they were trying.
Yeah, we're trying right now. Didn't he say that like that? It was,
So
yeah,
this
we're
was
trying.
not no accident. This was not no, I don't know how this happened. Like you purposely
She got pregnant. She got pregnant while filming, right?
That's what it seems like.
Oh, and y'all. I'm not gonna do a private investigator now. Did she get pregnant right after? Right after she was singing Odell Beckham's praises, or right after the DMs? Like, did she?
I don't know.
I don't know either. But when he was like, "Oh, that was a really nice dress. That's a pretty dress in the white polka dot." Robin Harper is like, "Yep." To which one? Right after Odell Beckham, or right after the Imani and the DMs? That's which one I'm wondering. I think it was Odell Beckham. He's like, it's almost like an "I'll show her," and that's not right. You listen. You're gonna show somebody for about the next 18, 20 years, 18 years, or for life. Okay, he does. So something hit me, because even what's his name, Fonzie, he likes the flash. He likes the pomp and circumstance. I almost really think, and we've seen this all of season, him and these necklaces, him and just the outfits and everything, and him and the ring. The ring is beautiful. I'm not saying that he should not have spent that money on that ring, and even all of this, right? But in their little ITM at the end of the show, he's like, "Oh no, we're gonna have it all. We're gonna have stars. We're gonna have the celebrities." He likes the show off. He wants the wedding more than the relationship and the marriages. You understand what I'm saying? Do you understand? Yeah. So what do you guys think? Because that last, I mean, yeah, I was seeing all of it the whole season, but that last thing, like he was almost competing.
I mean, I feel like he showed that when he had to grab his little gold sunglasses, he had to open his shirt, he had to put on his chain for his dates,
the 2 bracelets.
Like he showed that, but I love this. I was like, how do you say no to this? This was nice. Like, yes, he's into the show of it all, but this was nice.
No, it was very pretty. It was very pretty. The hanger is very pretty. I did like it. I like the whole thing. And he really does know how to show. So, he really wanted to, to just show and prove. Like his is he really wants to let her know her, how he feels. He really wants to show it off. So I like that. But at the same time, like the end scene, it was almost like they were competing for, oh no, we're gonna have this at the wedding, we're gonna have that at the wedding. I said, what about the relationship and the marriage? Like, what about this long term?
Right. Like, could we go back to the baby mama? Can we revisit that?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, yes, spend that money on that ring for her. You do all the things, but that's what I was like. We only saw that one scene on the with the phone call with the ex, and we haven't even we talked about the mother, but we didn't really even see any of that. That's really what I was wondering about. I
But
do love
that's
it.
another thing. I think he feels like he made that one initial phone call, and but it's like there's a follow up. There's
Yep.
things that have to happen. He acknowledged that, but will he do the work
And I think that
beyond
she.
that?
Sorry, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I'm good.
No, I think that she also fell into the same line that Charlana does. Like, oh, he showed me he made the phone call that I wanted him to. He showed me he's showing me now. Now I think that Shay has grown leaps and bounds. I really do. Um she's saying all the words, like she's really working on herself, and I really appreciate that. I really do agree with you on that, that I liked Shay the whole season, but she saw that she needs to work on herself. It's not just going to be him. Yes, he's got flaws, and this relationship is flawed, but I need to work on myself as well. So I really appreciated that about Shay. I think that he is more like, I just don't want to lose her. You understand what I'm saying? And so he's going to do all the things um in the beginning.
Right.
And we're gonna see that.
Just like Otis, where he
Mhm.
gives her just an inch
Yep.
to keep her hanging on. It could happen this way too.
Yeah, I think so, Sharon. I think we're gonna find out more at the reunion. I think that
This reunion is
also,
going to be
this reunion is
good.
gonna be good
Like, there's
what's
Kenneth and
interesting.
Maisha.
Say it again.
There's Kenneth and Maisha. Something happened with those two. Then there's Milan and Otis.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's some
Shay.
type of where they're acknowledging cheating on Alfonso's end. So
Yep.
it's
So
gonna
with and
be
then
a
with
good
the
mess.
Alfonso thing, it's so funny because she said we're actually separated because he actually, excuse me, told me everything. And I said, wow, if he laid all the cards out on the table like Otis should have done, if he told her everything, there is a lot of like mistrust there. So I could see if she, and even if this happened before the wedding or before whatever, I can this is going to be a good one, because if he laid everything out and said this is what I did year 1, year 2, year 3, this is going to be a good one, y'all. This is going to be a good one. And I'm sorry, but Kenneth has not worn glasses all season. This man, was he going to
He's
did
still
he
ain't
get that
dressed
dress for a
right. I'm
basketball
like, they
game?
could give him a stylist for the
That's what
reunion.
I was gonna say. That's what I said.
Why he come in that Old Navy shirt with
And
that Old Navy button up and them Old Navy khakis? I was like,
was he getting dressed for a basketball game? Like, where was he going? Where did he
he
think
low key
he was
looked
going?
like he got a clock in at Best Buy
That's what
after
I was like
his blue
again.
shirt.
The DeVry commercial. I said, "What is happening? Why are you coming from the DeVry college? What? Why?" So yeah, he and I honestly, now that I think about it, I just thought about this. What if he just decided to come to the reunion at the last minute? And he's like, okay, I'll send the car for me. Like they didn't even Darion. They knew that Darion was going to get reamed. Darion was dressed. Darion. But this, I was like, what is happening with the, like you said, the Old Navy commercial? Yeah. And then the glasses. I was like, these glasses do not fit your face, man. Like that,
Those
yeah,
was the 3D movie glasses. He supposed to give them back. He was supposed to keep them.
it was a lot. I was like, what is happening? And yeah.
A whole mess.
This is going to be a whole mess next week, y'all. This is going to be a whole mess. We may need to come in on a Friday. We may need to come in after the show. I don't know right
Right?
now.
Is it going to be a 2-part? Because this looked like it's going to be good.
Do you think it's going to be a 2-parter? It's going to be one night, right?
No.
God, I hope not. They may need to.
Child. So I was following Kenneth on Instagram. He looked like, I don't know if he's a truck driver or I don't know. He looked like he was driving a truck in one of the lives, and then I don't know. He's not, the way Shorty put it is like this man keeps a job. He keeps income coming in. He just doesn't manage his money right. So I don't think it's like he's broke. Well, he probably is kind of broke, but
No,
yeah,
it's just very young acting, and I get what
yeah.
she's saying, to have 5 jobs and to, yes, you keep money coming in, and
He's
I'm
a
not knocking.
production assistant, Crystal. He does that as well.
I'm not surprised. I'm sure he does.
I'm saying that
Um,
because you might want to hire him at some point. But
okay, I hear you. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Um, let's see what no, if I put an ad and Kenneth answer, I don't know. Oh gosh, I'm listen. Okay, he's got 5 jobs. I'm sure he does have keep money coming in. That's the thing to do. Like, I'm not knocking his hustle. I mean, man, he's from New Orleans. He knows how to hustle, but at the same time, yes, you keep money coming in, but at her, not just, I don't want to say her age, but in her mindset, in her, state where she is in her life, she's like, what's the plan? So they're not in the same place. And I think that that's what she was trying to say. And I'm not even caking for Shorty. I don't care. I don't even. I'm like, Shorty's got her flaws, but at the same time, she's like, what is the plan, man? And you just yeah, I can't keep doing this. I can't, So I'm not even backing her up. I do think that he's stocked, and I don't think that Cash Apping the money back to him is that's not cool either. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. So mentally, the stuff that he was doing does not make any sense, and that's young acting. That's like a guy with 5 jobs, but doesn't have a set means of a normal whatever 1 or 2 jobs. He's doing that, and he's doing Uber on the side or whatever, but doing one thing and then additional hustle. I got additional stuff to bring money in too, but not like that. So yeah, I'm sure he might have been a truck driver. Is he getting his CDL? Is he getting his license, the CDL license, so he can
I
become a
don't know. I don't know. He just
and
looked like he was driving a
I
truck.
think
I
that
don't
was Shorty's issue. Well, she had a lot of issues. She had a lot of issues. Mm. Yeah. Okay. So, and I actually really like Egypt Sherrod. Yeah, I actually I love her. I
I
love what
hope we gotta they gotta ask Dr. Nicole because the way they sent Shorty and Kenneth off, it looked like something was going on there. So hopefully they asked Dr. Nicole too. What was like your thoughts on this? What happened? I don't know.
Yeah, I do wonder about that. Why? But it could have been cut. Like what? Because you're right. Now remind me the last scene with Alexis and Darion. No, the last scene, Alexis came to the little round table or to the counseling session, but Darion didn't show up, right? And then of course they talked about him
No,
cheating.
that was just a one-on-one. If there was a one-on-one with Alexia and Dr. Nicole. And then she met with Darion. Then she brought them two together.
Okay. Okay.
It's like they got so many different scenes.
So, and then honestly, and I know that Dr. Nicole heard about it. She said, "I heard, that there's some new developments with you two." I think production, honestly, during that fight last week, that was more than a 10-minute fight, and production let her know that this has gone on for
She said
hours.
it was an hour.
Hmm. And so so in Dr. Nicole's interview, that she said it had gone on for at least an hour, right?
Shorty said it was an
Shorty
hour.
said it was an hour
It
of
was
that.
at least an hour.
Right. So I think the production told Dr. Nicole, listen, we need to just to do a quick wrap with these and get them out of here. Because I hear what you're saying, and you're not the first person that said that. Somebody else said, gosh, they're just tired of them. They're just tired of them.
Mm-hmm.
And they were tired of Shorty and her mess, and they were definitely tired of Kenneth, because it was just I do want to ask her about that, but how much of their scenes was cut? Like how much, not just, we know that the The fight was cut. Dr. Nicole is the counselor on the show. She is like the life coach on the show. But they had, yeah, they had a closure meeting. Mm, maybe they did have a meeting, but they didn't. They just didn't show it.
Mm-hmm.
No, we agree with you. I agree with you, Sharon, and we're just doing it at the end. But because Risha,
Right. That's yeah,
go ahead.
definitely.
Hmm. That she needs to be accountable for her part, and as well as it wasn't all. I agree with that. It was not all Kenneth, because if you don't, she cut this boy down to the white meat so many times. She cut him down.
But then again, when a woman's fed up, because
When I,
the way she explained it was like she found out basically within a year that all this stuff was a lie.
so how long did she say, Misha? How long they were long distance?
I don't know, but I guess it was like around a year when she started piecing everything together. Like, you don't do this, you don't do that, you don't, like, you're not all these things you said you were. And then there was an additional 2 years of where she's trying to figure out how to get rid of him.
Mm.
But I'm like, I can I can understand how it took her some time to figure out after the long distance that he wasn't what he said he was, but like a whole 2 years of her kind of repeating herself over and over, saying the same things that we shouldn't be together. She's calling family, her family, his family, friends, the police, getting restraining orders, which restraining orders, if they'll grant you like a temporary restraining order, I think, for like 90 days or something, but you got to come with hard factual evidence in order for that to become permanent. So I think what happened with that was they gave her the temporary one and then she didn't have enough evidence to really get a permanent one.
And isn't there's a type of restraining order where you, even though it's a restraining order, you have to disclose where you live? You have to
That's what
disclose
she
your
said. She
address.
said she has to put his address on it. He don't have no address.
Because
If
that's what
he's
I'm
if
wondering
he's
about.
if he's living with her and she's trying to kick him out, but she
Right.
has to evict him, and then to get a restraining order, she has to put an address on there, and he don't have no address. It's like,
But that's what I'm wondering about. When she said that she was, they stopped talking. They were trying to. She broke up with them and she moved. She said one time, one of the first times, she broke up with him and moved, and then he followed her. And I'm wondering if it was something like that, because you have to disclose your address. So is that how he found out where she lived? So you understand what I'm saying? So
I think he just stalks her. That's how he found out. But
yeah.
this is my whole thing is like, why bring him on a show called Put a Ring on It? And I feel
Mhm.
like, in a sense, if you know the man's crazy, you know the man doesn't want to give up on your relationship, you're almost giving him like a false hope bringing him on this show. And
But I agree with you? Why was he even there? But at the
it's
same
like you
time,
you kind of you
is it?
kind of revving up the, what is it, the Energizer Bunny or something. You get him
Mhm.
going again.
You're putting the battery in his back again.
Yes.
But you answered two questions, because remember the brother said every time you do something wrong, she calls our mom. She calls our mom. I'm wondering if that was her trying to get rid of him. Like, you got to please come and get your son. Like I'm trying to get rid of him and stuff like that. I wonder if it was something like that. But the brother made it seem like that. Why are you calling our mom if with the relationship issues between you and I? So yeah, and the revving him up. Remember, and you had said this earlier, that she's doing this to make sure and get rid of him. If they put it on camera, then maybe this will be a way to just cut all ties. Because I can't get rid of this guy. Because she even said, I was not there. I was not trying to be with him. I broke up with him several times. I remember that on one of the lives. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I agree. I think she wanted this as proof,
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I'm like, it's a weird way to go about it. It's a really weird way to go about
I
it.
agree with that. It is a very weird way to go about it because you know that you're not trying to put a ring on it. As going on this show specifically, you know that you are nowhere near getting married to this man. And this man knows that he's nowhere near getting married to you. Or he may want to, but he shouldn't.
Right.
So he shouldn't, neither of them should have been there.
Mm-hmm.
And so I go back to production. You're like, there are probably 10 other couples that applied, but you picked this couple. You understand what I'm saying? So they want couples with enough exposure.
Mm-hmm.
Like Fonzie is the brother, the cousin to what's his name to um and then Shay I think is Alexia's cousin.
Really, child?
Yeah,
Why won't Alexia just go away? My goodness. Because Shorty said that Kenneth went to high school with Alexia. So Alexia, I guess, was on Kenneth's side throughout this whole thing.
Mm.
So
Yes, what Robin? Shay is it Shay or
mm-hmm.
yeah. This is this whole thing like you're like I agree with you though. Why this couple? To show volatile relationships, to show the struggle of like
Mm-hmm.
that's what the show is about. Then we're just saying, and that's what the show is about. The show struggle of
It's a
it's really
black
not about.
show, and it shows a woman having to provide for a black man, which they know is very extremely relatable for our community. Though we don't want to admit it, it happens a lot in our community. So I think that's why they put him on here.
You said it's strange that Kenneth is posting old videos with
Yeah,
Shorty. It's creepy. It's not just strange; it's creepy. Like, why do you stop it? Like, it's not. It's just creepy, and I feel like he's doing it to prove that they were in a relationship or something. He needs the proof. He needs it, and he needs to stop. Yeah, it's just kind
but
of.
he did post a video of them, and he said it was at the premiere party of Put a Ring on It.
They could have posted a video, or they could have just posted. They could have been standing like, let's take a picture together. Was it a
It was
video or a
like it
picture?
was one of those. It looked like one of those spinning things,
Oh, okay.
and they were standing there.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't like all over him, but I was still like,
Hmm. Yeah. Oh, it was okay. So I have never heard Shorty on the radio. If y'all know which station she's on, please let me know because I'm here in Atlanta. And I do agree that it's to boost her celebrity. I do agree with you on that, but I haven't heard what channel she's on because I know that I'm pretty sure I know the channel she was previously on before the suit and everything. But if you guys know what channel she's on, please let me know.
yes, a 360 camera.
Yeah, it was one of those. It was
I was like the one that
one of
spins.
those. Yeah, those cams. I know what you meant. No, this next week's episode is gonna be a doozy. Next week's episode, give me the Otis eyes is gonna be a doozy, y'all. So, um, we'll talk about it. Maybe we'll do a Friday night or maybe a Saturday, depending on our schedules instead. Because I don't know, this is gonna be something to talk about. Everybody's probably gonna be going live on this one.
Right. This is gonna be good, y'all. We will
Good,
be
y'all.
back here
Yeah.
next week, same time. Hi, Miss
Hey,
Creative.
Miss
We miss
Creative.
you.
Yeah, if you're just coming in, please watch the playback. Please like the video. Please put a comment in there. Please let me know what you think. If you guys know any, I've been working so hard. I have not had a chance to like do all this investigation. Misha's been doing a little bit more investigation than I have. So, and then I get in here and I'm like, I can deduce some things though, but I've been seeing some things too. But so let us know. Please give us a comment because let us know what you think. And yeah, we might have to come. We might have to come see y'all Friday night or Saturday instead of
Yeah.
Sunday. Whew.
We will see y'all soon. Thank y'all for tuning in, and we'll be back.
We'll be back. Good night.